Hello everyone and welcome back to the Belgian Beer Brothers channel. Cedric here in Antwerp with yet another brew review, and today we are going to talk about a beer from a brewery that we've seen before, Brewery Het Nest or The Nest. This is the brewery with the legendary playing cards logo. Why playing cards? Because they are located in Turnhout, and Turnhout in De Kempen is home to Carta Mundi, which is the best renowned playing card manufacturer in the world, or at least one of them. Now, what are we having? We are having a snake bite, and they call this a premium beer cider. Of course, this is named after the combination of cider and beer, as we can see in, for example, Irish pubs. However, what did they do? Het Nest grew their apples locally, made their own craft cider, and then mixed that up with the Schuppenboer Grand Cru. So I am very curious for this beer. It's an 8% ABV, cider triple Grand Cru mixture. Now, what do they say on this label, which, by the way, is nice, plain and simple? I have seen bottles of this beer that are foiled in a dark green foil of dark green full bottle label with the same snake logo on there. I like this just as well. Snakebite Premium Beer Cider is a unique fresh blend of cider made from locally grown apples and the strong blonde beer Schuppenboer Grand Cru. Ingredients: water, malted barley, apple juice, hops, yeast, sugar and herbs. Okay, so I am thinking something edgy, fruity, strong. Plain white bottle cap. Of course, their executive glass, because if you have it, use it. Or as Thomas Hogendam says, hashtag proper glassware. First off, quite clear. It's slightly hazier than I expected, but nonetheless, very nice. On the pale side, so this is obviously a, I don't want to say watered down, but a thinned down version of their Grand Cru, which is beautiful golden blonde. This is a bit more yellowy, a bit more pale, because of course this is a mixture. A lot of bubbles, rather large bubbles, slightly off-white, but mainly white foam, and I do get some relatively large bubbles in the head as well. Ooh. Pretty nice aroma. A bit of carbon dioxide, of course, but then a lot of sourness, a bit of acidity. It's like they used exclusively sour green apples and then made a dry cider with that. That is how this scent comes across. Now, luckily, I am a fan of dry ciders. My all-time favorite is Old Rosie from London. But this smells lovely. And there is this slight sweetness, so maybe not just all sour green apples, but the sweetness comes afterwards. Also, slightly boozy, but of course it's an 8% or so. Let's see what this does when tasting. Cheers! Yeah, not at all what I expected. First off, the mouthfeel. Very pleasant. We see large bubbles in the glass. However, they do come across as finer bubbles, meaning this mouthfeel is very refreshing. I get a lot of acidity, a lot of dryness in there, but because of those tiny bubbles and combining them with that dry feeling, it's actually like having champagne or cava or whatever. At the same time, flavor-wise, I'm not getting any sweetness that I had in the nose, but it's not as sharp as it smelled either. So it's somewhere in between. It is on the dry sour side, so just like a dry cider. It does have a lot of apple in there, and not necessarily all green. I do get a bit of that fruity perfumed red apple as well, but it didn't make the beer nor the cider sweet. And we are talking about a Grand Cru, which is a strong blonde dry beer, and then that dry cider. Yeah, this is so much better than what we get on St. Patrick's Day in Antwerp or the Grote Markt. What they call a snakebite is basically lemonade, so please drink your cider or your beer pure. But this, on the other hand, is snakebite as it should be. It also has a lovely warming ability, so quite boozy in the mouth as well. I do get a lot of vapor hanging around, which immediately brings us to the aftertaste, which is also extremely pleasant. If you are into apple cider, into dry cider, if you are into Bière de Garde, Grand Cru beers, sour beers, this is something for you. This reminds me of that dry cider. This reminds me of that Bière de Garde. This also reminds me of a slightly aged lambic, for example. And I know for a fact that a friend of mine is taking this, amongst some others, to a Italian or Austrian beer festival, and now I know why, because I hadn't had this before. But now I absolutely know why he insists on taking it with him. If you want to try this, I heard that Het Nest is in very, very short supply. So you will find a few bottles in some drink centers, but I think it's easier to get them from the brewery immediately, and they might have some left in stock. All that's left for me now is scoring, and that would be an easy 4, and I might even notch it up a little after I turn down the camera and this warms up a bit. I'll probably notch it up to 425. So 425, somewhere around that area. Absolutely lovely, like I said. If you like dry cider, if you like dry beers in general, try this. Now, that all being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up, leave a comment down below. If you want to support me and this channel, visit the Patreon page, visit me in Antwerp. We'll do a beer tour through the city, and I will see you guys again tomorrow or in the next video. If you want to see more, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you will get notified whenever I upload something, and then you'll know automatically whether I upload tomorrow or in a few days. Until then, cheers!